In a changing world, we've all become obsessed with living cleaner and greener, finding out what our carbon footprint is and making changes to our daily lives to conserve energy, to recycle, renew and reuse. But you know, it's not always easy. I'm on my way to meet one community who've taken this way of life to a new level. What will I find when I get there? Well, let's go and see.
How are you, Helen? Welcome to Camphill, Ballytobin.
This is where you live?
This is where we live. You're right in the heart of it now.
Perfect. Are you going to give me a tour?
Sure, if the weather holds good.
Great. So you lead the way then.
Grand. Okay, well, I can take you this way.
Camphill in Ballytobin in County Kilkenny is a residential community which looks after young people with special needs. But what makes this community so different is that the 85 people who live here do so in a completely environmentally friendly way. So this is the yard in here?
Yes, Helen, this is this is where the beginnings of Camphill Ballytobin are.
Here you lead what a lot of people may describe as a kind of an unusual lifestyle.
Yeah, well, it's challenging. We use the word life sharing. We work and live here, and we look after the people with disabilities. They're part of our family life in the houses.
How big are the financial savings?
There is a national rate for residential care from the HSE, and that's averaged of between 80 and 100,000 a year. In Camphill, we're able to do that for an average of 50,000 a year.
What's your role in Camphill?
I suppose my main trade is farming. I run the farm here.
Okay,
yeah.
So tell me about the farm. What size is it? What's going on?
We have a small dairy herd of 5 cows, and that's enough milk for our dairy requirements here for the community, which is...
Okay.
And there's 85 people living here throughout the year. We have pigs, and we have some sheep.
Okay.
And we have an extensive vegetable plot as well as part of the farm.
The purpose of the farm is to feed the community?
Is the expression farm to fork? Distance is minimal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. From here to there?
Non-existent, yeah.
Great.
4 steps. Here we go.
Okay. Oh, this looks very impressive.
Yeah, that's what's coming from the garden at the moment. And so in the morning, the gardeners will harvest the vegetables in the morning and put them here in the shelves, and then the cooks come here then to pick what they want for the day's meal.
Recently, Camphill brought eco-living to a whole new level when it decided to build a new hall.
Rather than having a solid fuel burner parked beside it, we thought we needed to rationalise our whole energy need. And it got us into thinking then about alternatives, and in our research we discovered biogas.
Okay, Mark, so this is where all the heat is generated. But how does this machinery behind me heat all your houses?
I mean, the process is anaerobic digestion, and it's nearly all said in the word there. So anaerobic means the absence of oxygen and digestion. So you're creating a container, which is this tank here, and you're feeding food waste in there, and there's a bacteria in there that digests that. And in the process of their digestion, they produce a methane gas. And the methane gas then bubbles up to the top, to the surface, and it's held then in this the green canopy, which is the gas chamber. And then the gas then is extracted from there and piped to the boilers for heating the community.
Okay.
And then the finished, when they're with the material that they're finished digesting, then that's the product that goes back to the farmer.
The digester works on a very simple principle. It takes other people's waste and turns it into heat, such as slurry from local farmers, who in turn also benefit. It's a good benefit to you as well, though, isn't it?
Oh, it is, yeah. Like the slurry they takes from me, and they puts it into the digester, and I gets back then like what they wouldn't want. I spread it on the land. It's better on the land.
But the digester also has a commercial aspect. There's a few trucks here this morning. What's going on?
Well, to keep the anaerobic digester running smoothly and to produce the kind of quantities of energy that we need for heating the community, we take, in addition to the slurry, different types of food waste from different waste management companies.
Camphill charges a fee for this, which local waste collectors are only too happy to pay. How vital a service are Camphill providing to you?
Camphill is critical to us. Without it, we wouldn't be near as efficient or environmentally friendly as we are.
Essentially, there's a bit of a cycle going on here then.
Yes, we're all aware of recycling and reducing and reusing, but without this facility, we can collect waste, but we can't dispose of it without Camphill or similar facilities. So it's ongoing, it's a complete circle. We take a problem or take the waste from individuals or companies, we transport it to here, but these guys here still have to organise themselves, that they create their energy from it, but then they have to dispose of the waste further on.
What kind of waste do you bring here?
There is unbelievable amount of waste that comes in here. It's all non-animal based waste. You're talking from restaurants, hotels, grease traps in the local chipper. All that kind of waste comes here as well. We even bring waste from the likes of ESB, from septic tanks there, and right down to the individual.
Would it be fair to say that you're something of pioneers here? I mean, the way you've been living really since 1979, it's something the outside world, outside of Camphill, are really only starting to kind of cotton on to now.
Yes, although when I speak to my parents' generation, there was something of this living in Ireland, maybe not as conscious back in those days, but there was a tradition of neighbours and communities getting together and helping one another out. And I think in modern times we've kind of gone off that road a little bit, but are starting to realise the consequences of doing that, and maybe need to redress it and come back more to centre and make those connections again, because I think we're finding the effects of it ecologically, environmentally, but also socially and culturally. We're losing out.
Oh, the times they are a-changin'.
So after spending the day here, you can definitely see the sound, ecological and financial reasons for living in this way. Now obviously we can't all do it on such a grand scale, but even if we made one or two small changes, then think of the difference that would make.